All right, do we have a sound now? Okay, I think there's a sound now. All right, guys, sorry about that. My apologies. It happens. I forgot to turn my commentary on. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, you guys obviously couldn't hear me. I was regarding the picture settings on your televisions, and a lot of you ask me like what picture settings I should use for this television or that television or this monitor. There's a couple of things you guys got to understand. It is really difficult for me to kind of calibrate your television without knowing, you know, what your environment is. Where is your television placed? Is there too much lighting coming through? Like, I need to know all these things, you know, like what's the panel? Is it a VA panel? Is it a TN panel, IPS panel? What type of method they're using? Is it edge lit, local dimming? All of these things, you know. So I can maybe give you an advice, but the best way for me to adjust your picture settings, it's by being there or knowing a lot of detail. I gotta know a lot of detail, man. You know, how are you connecting your TV? What's your environment? Are you living in a small apartment, a big house, a lot of lighting? You know, all of these elements are important, man. Well, I changed my name to Mr4K. What's up, Jake? How you doing? I don't know. I don't think so, because I think right now at the moment I'm at the Mr4K. People will always remember me as Mr4K. I don't think they'll remember me as Mr8K. It's only going to be Mr4K. So that's pretty much set in stone. It's going to be Mr4K forever. Yeah, I mean, it is a personal preference, Ron John, you know, but I can give you some, you know, pointers. I can give you some advice. I can give you my recipe and you can try it out. That's why I do those videos, to give you my recipe, and then you guys can take that recipe, see if you like it. But remember, it all depends, you know. Are you watching it in a very lit up room, or are you watching it in a dark room? What is it you want to calibrate? Do you want to calibrate for the daylight, or for the night, or for the movies, for the game? All of these things, man, they come into place. It's more, there's more to that than just me. Oh, people think like I got some magic wand I can pull out and, hey, give me the settings for this, give me the settings for that. It doesn't work that way. I gotta like know a hell of a lot more detail about your TV, the environments and where it's located, and what are you using it for? What's your purpose, you know? You know what I mean? What's up, Chris Martin? How you doing? What's going on? So you guys have any questions, man, regarding TVs? This is your time. We only got an hour and a half, man, till 3 o'clock for you to ask any of these questions. So now's the time to ask those questions. Well, let's see. All right, while you guys are thinking about what to ask, let me ask you something. What TVs do you guys have, and what do you guys have right now currently? What is like your TV that you're using and the one that you like? All right, go ahead. But I do know a little bit about the audio, but I'm not like, you know, the super expert on the audio. I have some knowledge, some basic knowledge about the audio, but I'm not like super audiophile, just to let you know. Well, as long as you stay, Ron, as long as you stay within the those basic rules, don't oversaturate, don't crush your deep dark levels, and don't overblow your white bright levels, you should be okay. Well, that's really a balance, Ron John. What you're talking about is the balance. You know, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a balanced picture quality. All right, now I'm not sure what you mean. Like, you know, TCL 6 series, audio what? Guys, please be more detailed. Don't put it in spam sentence. Put the whole sentence together and then tell me in detail what is it you want to know. What's your question, you know? In detail, I need to know. E8 OLED? I don't know. What about the E8 OLED? It's an OLED. It has a little bit better peak brightness and better color space, but that's about it. It still has the problem of the burn-in and the retention. It's still an OLED, you know. Do you know any good 4K HDR monitors, Mr4K? Dragon says. Dragon 6788. Well, currently I'm using BenQ. BenQ monitors are good. They're cheap, considering, you know, how much the 4K HDR monitors, 10-bit 4K HDR monitors costs. They will cost you about, I don't know, like 900, close to 1,000. I think BenQ is a good way to go. But I would go with the VA, vertical alignment. Don't go with a twisted pneumatic. The colors will shift. It just looks, it's not good. Vertical alignment, it's just a good balance between the IPS in-plane switching and twisted pneumatic. So I would go with the vertical alignment 10-bit BenQ 32-inch 4K HDR monitor. And there's only one BenQ 32-inch 4K HDR monitor, so don't worry about the model number. I cannot remember the model number on top of my head. BenQ really has these weird model numbers they put into place. They're so hard to remember. Like, it's the worst model numbers they could have given to a monitor. But there's only one 32-inch BenQ 4K HDR 10-bit monitor, so just type in, Google it, and it's going to show up. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. So, guys, any more questions? You guys don't have that many questions today, though. That's interesting. Well, Chris, you got to remember, the calibrator will charge you a lot of money. Yes, he's going to bring his expensive equipment to measure the peak brightness, to measure the level of the color space. What's the color space percentage? He's going to do all these things, okay? He's going to measure local dimming. He's going to measure all of that stuff. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. He's going to sit at your house, and then he's going to ask you for a big chunk of money to pay him for one single television. Now, if you want him to do another television in the other room, there's going to be an extra $700. So you're looking at $1,800 just for 2 televisions. Look, if you have a calibrating equipment, fine. That's all fine and dandy. That's great. It's going to help you. But the truth of the matter is, they're all looking for the same basic thing, the balance. They have rules. They have standards. Standards like, okay, when we're calibrating for the movie, it has to be a warm color, tone of color. That's what the movie filmmakers are using. That's the kind of tone color you see projected on the silver screen. So it's always going to be a warm color. They don't want to use too much of the sharpness. So what do you do with the sharpness? You keep the sharpness like 10 clicks. I like to keep it at 0 if I'm calibrating a 4K television. Color, you want to keep the color at 50. They're not going to go above 50 because if you got a quantum dot technology or MPP photon technology, you got a full white color gamut, 97% of color space. No reason for you to oversaturate the color. So as long as you stay by these rules, you don't oversaturate the color, you don't crush your deep dark levels, you don't over bright and overblow your white bright digital levels, you're gonna be fine. And they're gonna look for the same thing. They are looking for the same thing. The only difference is they're gonna spend a lot of time analyzing your TV to see what your TV is made of, and then to see what your TV can do. And then they're gonna start calibrating and staying within those same balanced levels. Let's see, Navid Yusuf, I have a 5.1 soundbar with a rear using Toslink input. If I connect my TV, what should I set my Xbox audio to output? Bitstream. Yeah, you should select it to Bitstream. Bitstream, it's the lossless sound. That's the best you can get. You know, the Bitstream is what encodes the Dolby Digital, DTS, Dolby Atmos, DTS:X. That's the only way for you to get that pass-through of a encoded surround sound format. You know, that's what you have to select it on Bitstream. But I would, you know, are you using the? Yes, you are. I see you are using the HDMI ARC. That's good. The best way to get that Bitstream is through HDMI. Don't use the optical cable. Yes, you can use the optical cable, but the HDMI is going to give you that best possible. Oh no, my camera froze. Oh man, hold on a second. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. My camera froze. Hey, thank you, Cigar. How you doing, man? Appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with my camera, dude. It's just something with this Elgato, man, that I'm using. I'm using this camera connected to my PC and everything. I don't know what's going on, man. It's just something with the Elgato and my PC is just not working well. Am I doing a Red Dead? Oh yeah, absolutely, man. For sure, there will be a bunch of Red Dead Redemption 2 videos. You guys can bet on it. Yeah, Ranjan, there's a CD you can buy. There's a very cheap calibrating software you can buy. I mean, CD, I'm sorry, CD, so basics. These are like the basics. But you have to remember something. If you truly want to calibrate the HDR format, you're going to have to go with something like Insects. I would recommend, since most of you are using 4K HDR format, on Xbox One X, it is free. I mean, it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. It's called the Insects. It's the best way for you to determine your color space, your HDR color gamut, your resolution, sharpness, all that stuff, brightness, color. Insects, I use Insects, and it works well with me, you know. Hey, Hugo, how you doing? I don't know. I mean, I don't know why people are not using Insects demo to calibrate. I use it. It's free. Jesus, I mean, it's free. Yeah, that's the app, man. You guys need to download that. I mean, I've done dozens of videos on Insects. I mean, I don't know why people are not watching those videos. I mean, it's like, I don't get it, man. You know what I mean? I make those videos and you guys never listen to me. It's like, you know, I don't make those videos for me. I make those videos for you. And I try to help you out, give you some information, you know, but no one's using that app. I don't know why. Everybody wants to use the Disney DVD because everybody's on the bandwagon of the Disney calibration. You know, everybody wants to join the same bandwagon like trolls. Forget about Disney, man. Use that app on the Xbox One X. It's the best way for you to calibrate HDR, 4K, the deep dark levels, the white bright levels, and it's free. What's going to cost you? Just your download speed. I don't know. Just download the app. What's my thoughts? Yeah, check it out, guys. Seriously, check it out. It's free. There's no reason for you not to use it, or at least give it a try. Let me see. Chris Martin says, you'll check it out, okay. Hugo, what's your thoughts about the FreeSync present? What's your thoughts about the FreeSync present on the Xbox One S and One X? Well, if you have a Samsung Q8FN or Q9FN, you're going to benefit from that. But if you don't have a Samsung Q9F and Q8FN, then you will not really benefit from that. I don't know if Microsoft has some kind of partnership with the Samsung. I think they might have some partnership because they've been advertising the QLED when they released the Xbox One X, and they're constantly advertising Xbox. Even on the Samsung floor sales, they advertise the Xbox One X and the QLED, and the QLED is the best way to go with the Xbox One X. We're talking about the high-end QLEDs out there, like Q8FN and Q9FN. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna buy Samsung, if you're gonna buy a Q8FN or Q9FN, oh yeah, you're gonna benefit from that for sure. I mean, it's the Xbox One X is perfect for the Samsung. You're gonna have 120 hertz refresh rate. Xbox One X also has the option of 120 hertz refresh rate, and you also have the FreeSync that goes along with that. So, plus, not to mention that Samsung has a very advanced game mode feature where you can select individually how you want the latency, input lag to be implemented. It's a very advanced game mode feature that they have implemented in there. What's up, Mr. Struders? How you doing, man? How's everything, man? How's your little rascals doing, man? They're growing, man. They're big. Pretty soon they're going to be in high school. I'm just kidding. That's my friend Wayne Strudwick, Mr. Struders. Welcome to the live stream. So how's your B7 going? I think, no, B6. Is it B7? I think Mr. Struders has a B7. He has a B7. He had some issues with his previous B6. I think it was a B6 OLED television. It just stopped working. Now he has a B7. I'm just curious as to how's your B7 working. What type of features are you using? Maybe you can kind of enlighten us on that and just kind of give us some recipes. All right, B7's the beast. Question. Friend of mine has a new projector, but picture not very bright. What type of a projector is it? Is it a DLP or 3LCD? Because the 3LCD projectors can produce a more lumens brightness light. That's not to say that the DLP cannot do it either. Sure, they can do it, but it depends on which model it is and how many lumens light it has. Is it 3000, 2800, 2200? So it really depends. You got to ask him. He needs to give me more detail. You know, I got to know more. Oh, the Acer one? I don't know about the Acer. I haven't heard that, like, the guy who's advertising the Acer, he says all the projectors are great. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to start some kind of drama on YouTube. But the guy, it's sponsored by a company that sells projectors. And on every video he does, he says, this is a great projector. This is a great projector. Hit that link down below. It's like, okay, whatever, dude. So every projector is a great projector. I guess there's no bad projectors. This is the issue I have with these sponsored YouTubers, you know. So stay away from it. Listen, I recommend BenQ HT2550. Listen, BenQ HT2550. It's perfect, man. It has a great color accuracy, 93% color accuracy. The lumens light, it's about 2200, which is perfect. So that way you can get those nice colors pop on the screen. It has a nice 4K pixel shifter. You cannot go wrong with the BenQ HT2550. It's very small, guys. It's very small. It's not like too big, but it's compact basically. You can take it with you, put it in a bag, watch it somewhere else. I mean, BenQ, the price is right, and Oppo's still too big. Oppo's still too large, too heavy, you know. What's up, Dragon? How you doing? Pillsbury, do I think the TCL 50 inches 6 series is a good match for the PlayStation 4 Pro? It depends on what type of TCL it is. Is it a P605 or depends? Is it a? Are you talking about the this year 6 series? Yeah, it's gonna be good actually. As a matter of fact, if you're talking about the this year 6 series, the uniformity on the 50 inch is gonna be really good. You know, you're gonna have a really good uniformity. It depends on the distance. Like, what's the distance? You see, if you're gonna buy a 50 inch, you gotta remember what's the distance. Are you gonna be watching it 7 feet away, 6 feet away? What's the distance? You know, so it depends really, but it should look good. There's a game you really like, Hugo says. Mirror's Edge. The graphics, it's very good. There's two Mirror Edge 1, Mirror Edge 2. Honestly, I never got into Mirror's Edge. To be honest with you, the game is okay. I never got into it. I was never really like. It was too repetitive to me. The game. When something's too repetitive, I just don't get into it. Go ahead, do the same thing over and over again. Climb the walls, do the same thing over and over again. I could never got into Mirror's Edge. Honestly, I was never like a big Mirror's Edge fan. I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying the game's bad. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just, you know, just not me. Just couldn't get into it. Let's see. Mr4K says, only issue with my OLED is the bending. Really annoying on like 5% gray. Seems to be a thing on the most sets. Yeah, that's the thing with the OLED light. You know, because the light is emitting by itself, and you will have that bending issue because there's no backlit, and everything it's emitting by itself, including the color. Because if you move that OLED brightness too high, not only are you going to see the bending issue, but you're going to have a much higher risk of burn-in. That burn-in happens when you move that OLED light all the way high. And a lot of people want to squeeze that HDR peak brightness, and you have to move the OLED light all the way high. And when you move OLED light all the way high, well, in 6 months, a year from now, 2 years from now, you will start noticing that burn-in. It's going to happen. And the retention in the screen. I mean, it's going to happen. I already have the burn-in on my OLED. What you call it? My Samsung OLED phone. I had it for 2 years, and now there's a burn-in. It's starting to show up. Yep. It's AMOLED, but it's still OLED, you know. It's just a different type of OLED, but there's still burn-in. Maybe I can show you guys that video. I'll do a video on that and show it to you. Here's my thing about the OLED. Like I told everyone. I never said that OLED has the bad picture quality. OLED has probably the best picture quality out of all of the televisions out there. Sorry. There's no question about that. It has the best picture quality that you're going to find on the television. Everybody agrees on that. No one's disagreeing on that. The issue and the problem is the babysitting and the risk. So you're going to spend this kind of money hoping that it doesn't break. Oh, I got to leave my house. I got to downloading something. I got to turn my OLED. Should I leave my OLED on? Did I forgot to turn my OLED TV? Somebody called me. I was on the phone. I paused the video. Sky Sports logo sits there, and I'm going to have a retention and a burn-in on the screen. There's a lot of stuff you have to worry about. There's a lot of stuff you have to babysit on that TV just so that way everything's working fine. I don't like spending that kind of money onto a television that I'm going to have to babysit constantly. So that's how I feel about that. All right, what else questions do you guys have? Okay, Hugo says my father has a Philips TV 21:9. It's old TV, but the black level of quality, it's nice. Have you ever heard about this TV? Uh, Philips TVs, they dropped out of the spotlight. They haven't been like that popular in like, I think since 2008 they start dropping down. You couldn't find Toshiba anymore. I think 2010 Toshiba and Philips, they started kind of losing the spotlight because you got Hisense, you got TCL, you got Vizio. They couldn't compete with Vizio and Hisense and TCL. So I don't know. Philips really is just I don't know. I never really got into Philips, so I don't know. I never tried it, but I know from people who have tried it. They told me that it's okay TV. I mean, it'll get the job done. You will see a picture. You will see a picture on the TV, but that's about it. You get the fireworks on the screen after a few minutes of no input. Let me see. Touch wood, no burn in so far. The TV does a few good things to prevent screen staying on. Yeah, I heard about that on the new 7 series, or the 8 series. You can actually do that. You can go ahead and select how long do you want the standby mode to be on, and there's some other features as well. But still, that doesn't change the fact that technology is the same technology. It's the OLED. Junior, that's my fan in the office that's running. That's what that is, though. It's just my fan that runs in the office. I'm in Florida, man. It's hot here. It's like 100 degrees. It's always hot. It's like living in Africa, dude. That's what it is. That's what happens when you live in the tropics, especially this global warming. It ain't helping it either, man. It's October. We're almost in October, and it's still like 98 degrees, man. It's like ridiculous, dude. The plasma still have the best black level quality, Hugo says. Well, I don't know about that. The problem with the plasma is, well, they're discontinued. And I don't know, why would you want to buy a plasma? I mean, they're too heavy. They're going to drain your electricity bill. There's no reason for you to purchase a plasma. I mean, look, you can do whatever you want to do with your money. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what you should do with your money, but I don't recommend getting a plasma. I mean, you're going to get lousy 720p, maybe 1080i interlace. And if you get maybe Panasonic, the one that was the latest one in 2008, 1080p. But it's still 1080p, and it's you're gonna have a risk of that TV dying as well, and also the electricity. I mean, that thing's gonna be like an oven. It's gonna be so hot watching that TV. So I don't know. Why would you want to go back to plasma? I mean, I have plasma, but I don't use it. What's up, Expert Joey? How you doing, man? What's happening? What's up, Michael Katz? How you doing, man? So what other questions you guys have? Because we got another 40 minutes to go till 3 o'clock, so ask those questions now. This is your time for you to ask me these questions, Best 1 millisecond 4K HDR television. Oh, you mean monitor? There's no such thing as a television. There's no television that can do 1 millisecond. It doesn't exist, man. Nah. The best you can get is like 19 from Samsung Q9F, 19 milliseconds. That's about it. And a good input lag, with low latency. But no, you cannot, there's no televisions that can do that. if there's television that can do that, then yeah, go for it. But I think Samsung is the one that's leading in gaming right now. It beats Sony, it beats LG, it beats pretty much everybody. So QLED, it's the gaming television platform. If you want a game on a television, the QLED is that television. Samsung is the one to go with. That's just the way it is. Junior says, what do you prefer, Tizen or Webos? I prefer neither, man. To me, it doesn't matter, honestly. I just want to make sure that the TV has a lot of features in it. I don't care how the user interface it's put into it. WebOS has that magic controller, you know, like the remote controller. That's kind of cool. But honestly, I don't have any like special preference. What I look for is the amount of features that user interface has. And I gotta tell you, Sony has tons of features. It's the one thing about the Sony TVs, like 900E and 930E. There's a tons and tons and tons of features implemented. The user interface is okay. I'm not like a huge fan of the user interface, but there's a tons of features in it. You know. What about the competitive gaming? I wouldn't say I'm like a competitive gamer. If there's a certain game I like, I'll compete. Like Forza Horizon, I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon, and I've been playing that. But I'm not like a huge competitive Call of Duty guy or Battlefield 5 guy. I'm not one of those, you know, Counter-Strike guys. I'm not those type of dudes, you know. I like racing games. I like adventure games, open world games, stuff like that. But I wouldn't say I'm a competitive gamer. Or are you asking for competitive gaming? What's the best TV? So I'm not sure what your question implies. Glenn, you got to be more specific, Glenn. I think I just answered that question for you. I told you QLED. Samsung is the best gaming television you can get. Period. There's nothing better than QLED in terms of FreeSync, 120 hertz, low latency, input lag, all that stuff. So QLED, Q8FN, Q9FN, right now, currently, that's the best gaming 4K HDR TV you can get. There's nothing better. At the moment, there's nothing better. All right, let's see what else we got. The Lenonator. Does running PlayStation 4 Pro, how the Xbox One X makes any difference? I don't understand that question, dude. I just don't. Does running PlayStation Pro, how, I don't know, dude, you gotta like retype that question. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Mr4K selling the idea to buy TCL. I will get one soon for sure. Well, I'm not selling the idea. I'm not sponsored by TCL. I'm just letting you know, if you care about your money, that there's a better solution out there. There's a good entry-level solution for you to get a television that has a premium quality for $600, and then you still have money left to purchase a PlayStation 4 Pro or Xbox One X this holiday season. If money's not an issue and you are like filthy rich, filthy wealthy, then you're not going to care. You're going to buy whatever. Thank you, Glenn. No, I mean, what is the best monitor for gaming? 1 millisecond 4K HDR Xbox One X. I think you have to go with Asus. Either Asus or MSI. I would say Asus, Republic of Gamers. Republic of Gamers, but they're expensive, man. They're like $1,200, $1,300. You're going to get that nice 4K HDR, 1 millisecond response time, 120 hertz, 240 hertz refresh rate. Asus, Republic of Gamers. You cannot go wrong with the Asus. Asus, Republic of Gamers is the best. Forget the rest, I mean. And as far as I know, either they're using MSI or Republic of Gamers. Asus. There's either two monitors, MSI or Asus, Republic of Gamers. That's if you care about being competitor, playing online, that's my choice. Junior says, do you have any experience with Panasonic displays? My only experience with the Panasonic was a Panasonic Plasma TV that I had back in 2008, and I sold it. It was a 65-inch Panasonic Plasma TV. It was great. It was 1080i interlace. It wasn't 1080p, but back then 1080i interlace was a pretty big deal. You know, it's like, whoa, wow, you know, looks great. But it was a good TV. I mean, I liked it. It was a great viewing angle, you know, but I had to get rid of it. I had to sell it, you know. So that's my experience with Panasonic. Thanks, man. Do they have the above 350 nits? Honestly, there's no reason for you to go above 350. You got to remember something, Glenn. We talk about the monitors. You're going to be staring at the monitor like not even 19 inches away from it, from your face. There's no reason for you to move those nits above 300. If they had a monitor that's 1,000 nits, maybe they do out there. I'm not sure. First of all, you're gonna hurt your eyes. You're gonna damage your eyes with that peak brightness of nits sitting so close to the monitor. For the monitors, that's something you don't need. Okay, for the televisions, you need that because you're sitting far away. You know, but for a monitor, that's not necessary. No, there's honestly, don't do that. Don't connect your PlayStation 4 Pro through the Xbox One X because the Xbox One X doesn't have a pass-through. Therefore, you will not get that HDR. You will not get that upscale. The best thing you can do is if you have Oppo. Oppo has the HDMI pass-through. You can use the Oppo 4K player and then connect your PlayStation 4 Pro through that. And through that, you might get a better upscale. Dragon says it's a weird generation for consoles. Everything's weird. It's not just consoles. The technology right now, it's just some kind of a weird limbo where there's so much stuff going on, man. There's so much stuff being developed. Constantly, you got things happening and releasing. So, yeah. All of my equipment, everything's connected with Belkin 2.1 cable. I will not settle down for anything less. Belkin cable, ultra high speed Belkin cable. They don't call it 2.1, they call it ultra high speed. Ultra high speed means 2.1, high speed means 2.0. So when you go to a store looking to buy a Belkin cable, if you say HDMI 2.1 to these clerks, they're going to think you're talking some kind of alien language. Just tell them I'm looking for Belkin ultra high speed cable. That's what they are categorizing the 40 Mbps or 46 Mbps that bandwidth pass through. So it's the ultra high speed Belkin cable. You need another for my PlayStation. Yeah, you should definitely get it, man. Look, it's a future-proof cable. First of all, you're gonna get a much better latency. You're gonna get much better input lag on the that HDMI cable because it's a constant, instant 18 Mbps or 20 Mbps. It's gonna go right in, and that's what you want. It's good. I mean, I have it right now. I played Forza on it. I played Shadow of the Tomb Raider on it. HDR looks good because I'm sitting like right here, right next to it, like not even what, 19 inches away. It's perfect. If it was blasting 1,000 nits, I would have to stay away. Like I would have to move backwards. I would have to move backwards. You know. Thank you, Wendon Van. I appreciate it. You know, you gotta remember, guys. You can't compare the monitors to televisions. There's a reason why television needs those higher nits of peak brightness, and there's a reason why the monitor only needs to stay at 300 to 400 nits. Okay, because you are sitting really close to the monitor. I mean, you're always going to be close to the monitor. and you're going to spending a lot of time video editing, browsing, whatever. Television, you're sitting 7 feet away, 8 feet away. And if you have a 65-inch TV and you got a bunch of lights in your living room, bunch of stuff in your living room, you got a pool nearby that's on the other side, you got a pool deck, okay, and you got a little like patio in the back, and you got a bunch of lights coming through it, you're gonna need that 1,000, 2,000 nits of peak brightness, because you want to make sure that people who are eating the barbecue, the kebabs, and or eating the food at the backyard, they can be able to see the football game, so they don't lose any picture quality. Okay, for that you need peak brightness of nits. You don't need peak brightness of nits if you're sitting in a dark room 7 feet away. You're good with the 800 nits for that environment. You got to remember which environment you're in. A lot of people make a mistake. They think that peak brightness of nits will increase that picture detail. I mean, yes, they will increase the color detail, of course. But if you're watching it at night and you're sitting 6 feet away from it, it's going to hurt your eyes. It's going to strain your eyes. You need to lower that down a bit. All right, let's see what else we got. Thank you, Van, I appreciate it. Hugo says, do you see the HDMI cable who comes with the Xbox, or do you see another one? I use both, but I mainly use a Belkin 2.1. I use Belkin because Belkin 2.1, it's a perfect cable. It's future-proof. It gives you the best possible HDR color space that you can get, because it's a constant, instant, 18 Mbps per second. It's constant, meaning that the data is being transferred as fast as it could be. As fast as here's what I'm trying to say. This cable will have the fastest 2.0 data that you can transfer, which is what, 18 or 20 Mbps. So you're going to get that best possible, fastest transfer data from the 2.0. Plus, it's future-proof. It's future-proof for the upcoming televisions, 2021, 2022, whenever they start releasing the 12-bit televisions, with the 2.1 input HDMI chipsets. Yeah, well, Mr. Struders has it. He'll tell you. He uses it. He likes it. I mean, I like it. They're cheap. They're like $30, man. I mean, $30. $30. You can't go wrong. What's it, like a 30 pounds or 20 pounds in UK? Let's see what else we got. Navid Yusuf says, yeah, I noticed on the public the HDR was brighter with the Belkin cable. Well, there you go, Navid Yusuf. There you go. Jack6882 says, hi, Mr4K. In France, I could buy the 65 Q9 FN for 2,000 euros, which is $2,300 US. That's actually a pretty good deal. If you can get it for that kind of money, I say go buy it. Because right now, they're still selling it for $3,000 here in the United States. It's still expensive. So if you can get it for 2,000 euros, 2,300 US dollars, I say go ahead and buy it. That's a good deal, Jack. Listen, you're getting a good TV. You're getting a really good TV for that price, man. You're not going to find a better deal with that kind of price. I'm telling you right now. So take advantage of that. If you can afford it, take advantage of that price. I'm telling you right now. For me, I'm okay with the Q8 FN because it with the 55-inch, it does what it does. It has a good uniformity with 55-inch. Those local dimmings are very aggressive, and they get the job done for an LED backlit television. I will talk more about the Q8 FN when the time comes and all that. And my computer keeps going off and on. All right, what else we got? So we got about half an hour to go, guys, and ask your questions. What other questions you guys have? Oh, in Europe, that sucks. But didn't they release a... In UK, they released Q8, 8N, 8FD or something. 8FD or something? The D version, not the F version, the D version. Q8D or something. I don't know. I mean, because I did see a video. Vincent was doing a video on that Q8D. And it's a full array of local dimming. It's not an edge lit. So... I don't know. Maybe it's only in UK, maybe not in France. I don't know. See, I'm not like in the European market, so it's kind of hard for me to know what the how the market in Europe fluctuate versus the market here in the United States. So it's hard for me to tell. Windows or Mac? That's a personal preference, man. They both have positives and negatives. Both operating systems have positives and negatives. I use both for different preferences, you know. It's a personal preference, Hugo. It's really a personal preference. I cannot tell you this one's better than that one or this one's better than this one. It's a personal preference. The Leninator says, what do you think of the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay trailers? They look great. Nothing shocks me. It's exactly what I imagined. The trailers are exactly what I was hoping to be. Outstanding motion capture. These all actors. That blonde girl, she's an actress. That guy's an actor. They're all actors. They all exist in real life. The Rockstar has hired them in Los Angeles and, well, Hollywood, the entertainment capital, obviously. And they did a great job scanning their faces, making them a little bit different. And the motion capture was done well. The higher detail on textures looks amazing. So looks great. I think they did use there's a draw distance obviously in the game. Looks amazing. The volumetric light looks great. Shadow, dynamic shadow looks very high. Even Digital Foundry agrees that looks very good. But we have to wait till the game gets released. Once Digital Foundry gets their hands on it, if they get an early copy of, let's say October 20th, a few days before the release, they get an early copy of the game and they start testing it, we will find out that the Xbox One X version, it's going to be the more superior in that department. And it should be more superior because it has more horsepowers to handle it. Just the memory bus speed alone, along with the 6 teraflops, it's going to help render all of that stuff at the higher resolution. Whether they use checkerboarding, dynamic resolution, I think they're going to go with the dynamic resolution. That's what I think. I'm guessing 900p. Jesus Christ. 1900p. Forget I said 900p. If it's a 900p, the PlayStation 4 Pro wins. I meant to say 1900p. Okay? 3860 by 1900. So 1900p. Okay? That's what I think. Let's see what else we got. Hugo says, Mr4K, I'm having a lunch. Thanks for answering my questions and keep doing a great job. You're the best on YouTube. Well, thank you, man. Let's keep it up, man. We're hitting 26,000. We're hitting 26,000 and we're pushing the Salty Crocodiles far behind. They're so far behind. They're struggling right now, you know. They're trying to think of anything. They can't think of anything. They're struggling. They really are struggling right now. They're like in denial. I don't know. I wish them all the best of luck. Salty Crocodiles. Good luck. Bringing me down. You had 3 years to do it. Couldn't do it. I don't know. Tell me. What's the matter? Why you can't do it? Let's see. Thank you, Hugo. The bodyologist. The bodyologist. Oh, this is a great question. Do you think Crystal Laura is hot? Do I think the Laura from the Tomb Raider is hot? Yeah, of course. She's strong, she's powerful, she can kick ass. She got the John Wick mentality. She can handle a weapon, she can handle anything. She's in great physique, she looks awesome. Yeah, I marry her in a heartbeat. Yeah, I love her. Oh, Crystal Laura. I'm sorry. I don't know who that is, bro. Sorry, man. I didn't know who that. I'm sorry. I thought you were referring to Laura Croft in Tomb Raider. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Budiologist. I just don't know who that is. I mean, I wish I knew, but I don't know who that is. I have to check her out. Send me a link. I'll check her out, and I'll let you know. I don't know who that is. Azazel. What's up, Azazel, man? Hugo's leaving. He's got to eat, man. He's got to survive. He's got to feed his belly. He's not a robot. Not that I know of. But even robots, they have to recharge once in a while. They have to get firmware updates. People got to eat, man. All right, we have, 25 minutes left till 3 o'clock. Ask your questions. Now is your time to ask these questions in the episode 3. The episode 3. So what do you guys have? How about the Patriots in 4K? Well, I cannot do that. I thought about doing NFL sports calibration. I cannot do it because the YouTube has strict regulations by the National Football League here in the United States. The chairmen of the National Football League, they want to make sure that nobody can't use their footage without their consent. So the National Football League will not allow you to put any NFL, Patriots, or any kind of clubs out there in National Football League. You cannot use it on YouTube unless they give you a consent, unless they authorize you. They authorize you, they give you the authorization. Here, we authorize him to use this footage. That's the only way. Yeah, I mean, otherwise they will block you. You can try to dispute it as a fair use, but a lot of people who tried to dispute it, they failed. I heard this, man. So yeah, I would love to do it, but I can't. What is your favorite game of this year, Mr4K? Well, it's still early. Ask me that question in December, in Christmas. You should ask me that question when we do a Christmas Q&A. The Christmas Q&A will be different. It's not going to be like this. There will be some Christmas lights in the background, and there will be by the camera and everything. But ask me on Christmas what my favorite game is. Right now, it's still early to tell. There's so many games out there. There's so much stuff happening. So, you know, we got Assassin's Creed coming out Tuesday. You know, we got Red Dead Redemption, Soul Calibur 6. I mean, Spider-Man is out there. Forza Horizon, Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5. You know, there's tons and tons of stuff out there. Mr. Shooters, I don't think that will happen, honestly. If you really love flight simulations, you got to get a PC, Wayne. I'm telling you. Get an X-Plane 11. You're going to enjoy it. I think everybody knows that by now. The Red Dead Redemption 2, it's going to be great. There's a high expectations on that game. And the expectations are like all-time high. I think they're even higher than Grand Theft Auto 5, honestly. I think this will surpass the Grand Theft Auto 5. The expectations of Red Dead Redemption 2, it's something that it's really, even Rockstar, it's kind of amazed. They were like, you know, this is just, it's a Western game. It's not like we're releasing a Grand Theft Auto 6 or something. Like, why so much expectation for this Western game? Here's the reason why, because there hasn't been that many Western type of games being released. We had that Red Dead Redemption first one, which was great, and it's been a long time since the first Red Dead Redemption. So now people are so excited to see what this new chapter of Red Dead Redemption 2 will do. Yeah, Azazel. I can't wait either, man. I'm gonna be drooling on that game for sure. It's gonna be interesting to see how the Xbox One X version versus PlayStation 4 Pro version matches together. I think they're both gonna give you the same experience, but obviously, high resolution is going to help with the detail. You know, remember, the higher pixel count, the better the detail. The lower the pixel count, the lower the detail. I think graphics will look kind of identical on both versions. Maybe some small touches here and there, which you will not be able to see unless you use a magnifying glass. But in terms of pixel, you know, high resolution pixel count, the one that has a higher pixel count will look much better in detail. And when you have that higher pixel count of detail along with the HDR, then of course that version will look more better, you know. And it's going to stay at 30 FPS on both versions. Will be locked in at 30 FPS, I'm pretty sure. Don't expect 60 FPS. Don't dream about 60 FPS. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. It's going to be locked in 30 FPS, and that's fine. Well, you're going to have to wait till Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red and Kojima Production are working on that. Also, you got Sony working on that with the Days Gone. So you got Mr. Streeters. You're going to have a Cyberpunk whenever that comes out. And then you're going to have Death Stranding whenever that comes out by Hideo Kojima Production. And then you got Days Gone. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Days Gone. That's still being developed. So maybe summer, June. I think Days Gone, it's June next year. We'll probably see like June or May 20th or June 6th or something like that. Between mid-May or June. That's what I'm guessing. Will you be streaming for another 3 hours till I get to work? No, Derek. I'm not doing any streams today. This is it. I'm doing this. I will do some streams on Tuesday. I will do some Assassin's Creed tests, comparisons, and then I'm going to do a little bit of live stream on a Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But I'll really try to focus on the Assassin's Creed Odyssey television comparison and test, because I don't want to spoil the game, you know, because the game's not going to be released till Friday, and I don't want to do too much of the spoilers. So I don't even know if I want to do a live stream, to be honest with you, because I don't want to spoil it. Not many people will watch it because they don't want the spoilers. But one thing for sure that you will see on Tuesday, you will see a bunch of comparisons and tests and picture settings and stuff like that. Me giving you my opinions on the game, on how it looks in TCL versus Sony versus KS8000. And then who knows, I might throw in a new TV on there by the end of next week. Who knows? Just stay tuned, man. But we'll see. Maybe on Friday I will do a live stream of the Assassin's Creed, because then the time will pass and then people will be able to see all of these videos, and then I don't have to worry about people being, you know, look, there's always going to be spoilers. It's impossible for me to do a live stream without a spoilers. So, but most likely Friday. Most likely Friday I'll do a live stream on Odyssey. But on Tuesday there will be tests, that's for sure. You will see a bunch of tests being done on Assassin's Creed Odyssey and stuff like that. And it will be spoilers free. I'm not going to spoil anything. Yeah, they look amazing. I like that character Cassandra. She looks pretty cool. There's two different characters, the Cassandra, and then there's another guy. He's a Spartan. He looks kind of, I don't know, like Russell Crowe meets Guy Pearce or something like that. I don't know. Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, there's another one, Ghost of Tsushima. That looks great. That's going to be awesome when that gets released. Whenever that is next year. Hopefully summer. Alright, so we got, what do we got? We got 15 more minutes. We got 15 more minutes. What's my favorite 4K monitor? I like BenQ. I've been using a BenQ for a while now. I don't have any issues with the BenQ. Works fine, works great. So yeah, BenQ is definitely, I would say BenQ. Go with the BenQ for sure. BenQ. I mean, look, I'm being honest with you guys. The price is right. 32 inches, excellent. From this distance, for me to see it, from 20 inches away, it's right here, man. It's like I can touch it right now. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm reading these comments on. It's the this monitor. So it looks great. Assassin's Creed needs to give up, Mr. Struder says. Well, I don't know if they're going to give up. I mean, people love the franchise. You got to remember, our opinions are being outweighed by majority of the public opinion. If majority of public opinion says yes, it doesn't matter if we say no. They go by the majority of the opinion. So majority of public opinion matters. And if you got millions of people that they want to see Assassin's Creed, the Ubisoft will keep making it. That's the way it is. Public decides. Majority of public will always make that decision. Doesn't matter what me and you think. When do I think Expert Joy's asked a really good question? Hold on a second. Which one should I buy? Sony UDP X700 or UK90, LG UBK890? Buy neither, man. They're really bad. They're not good TVs, man. Buy 900E, bro. Add an extra $200, $300. Get yourself a 900E. Stay away from the X700, man. Don't buy the X700. I'm telling you right now. Don't make the same mistake that Solid Rev made. Then Solid Rev had to return this TV after I told him, dude, this TV sucks. Everyone told him this TV sucks. Then he went back and he bought himself a Sony X900E, and now Solid Rev is enjoying Terminator 2 on Sony X900E. Don't buy that TV, dude. Neither one of them. That LG, it's a low end. That Sony, it's a low end. It's garbage. It's garbage. Sorry. Okay. Expert Joey, my moderator, asked a really good question. This is a really good question, actually. What do you think broadcast TV, when do you think broadcast TV will upgrade from 720p and 1080i interlace? That's a good question. You know, Time Warner, DirecTV, Comcast, Xfinity, which is a NBC Universal company, they've been talking about upgrading to 4K for quite some time. They even made a device that supports the 4K, but still they haven't jumped into the 4K broadcast. Are they going to do it anytime soon? I don't know. They've been saying they're going to do it this year, but now they're not saying anything. Are they going to do it next year? I don't know. That's the question that even I want to know. That's the question I would like to ask the NBC Universal or Xfinity Comcast CEO. NBC Universal is their partner, sister partner, but I would like to ask a Xfinity Comcast CEO chairman this question, like seriously, like when are you guys going to implement that 4K broadcast, and what type of a 4K broadcast is going to be? Is it going to be the upscaled 4K? Is it going to be native 4K? What type of 4K broadcast are you guys going to give us, and how's it going to work, and how much is going to cost, and how many companies do you got involved? Do you have HBO in it? Do you have Stars, Showtime in it? Do you have CNN, Fox, NBC? Who's going to be benefiting from this? ESPN, whatever. So these are the questions I would ask personally them, but who knows? I don't know. It's a good question. All right, we got 10 more minutes to go. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Struders, the Sky Network, you see, in United Kingdom, the Sky Networks, they're way ahead, man. Sky Networks the Sky boxes that they have, they already have the 4K. So they're watching Sky Sports in 4K. They're watching the Sky movies in 4K. Sky 1 in 4K. Sky 2 in 4K. Sky Sports News in 4K. All of the Sky networks are being in 4K, right? Yeah. Am I wrong, or am I you can correct me, Mr. Struders, because you have the Sky network, you have that. So am I wrong about it, or is all of the Sky network channels, are they 4K or they're not 4K? Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Struders. See, so the Sky network has the 4K ability, and Sky network is pretty good, man. They're only available, obviously, in United Kingdom and I think Ireland, some parts of Ireland. I'm not sure, but I think it's in UK only. You can get the, but that's still good. Even if it's a few channels, it's still great that you can get Sky movies in 4K and watch the Game of Thrones in 4K on the Sky network. That's pretty cool. Also, you can watch the Premier League, English Premier League. You can watch it in 4K on Sky Sports. That's pretty darn cool. And I know Wayne Strudwick here. He's the I forgot which team you are. I forgot the team that you're supporting, but he loves the English Premier. He watches it, and he watches it, I'm sure, in 4K. The Sony UDP-X 700 or UBX 9D? Go with the UDP-X 700. UDP-X 700. It's a very small, compact 4K player. It doesn't take too much space. It supports Dolby Vision and HDR. My only problem with that 4K player, it's just too plasticky. It feels very cheap. It feels something that I can break easily. When you look at Oppo, even with a sledgehammer, you will have a hard time breaking that thing down. Oppo, it's so heavy. It's built like a tank, like an armored tank, armored vehicle. I'm not worried about dropping the Oppo. I'm worried about to whom I drop the Oppo to, you know. So, to me personally, I would say, if you can get Oppo, get the Oppo. But if not, you can go with that Sony. That's fine, dude. Or you can get the, how about that? Get the Xbox One X. Get yourself an Xbox One X, and you got a gaming console and a 4K player. What do I think about Dolby Vision coming to the Xbox One X? Xbox One X. Right now, it's going to be limited. It's going to be only for Netflix and Vudu, from what I understand. But other than that, there's no other words on if it's going to be implemented in 4K players or if it's going to be implemented. I mean, the Xbox 4K player made by Philips. I don't know if they're going to implement that. That's yet to be seen. But it's a good step forward. It's a good step forward that they're implementing Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. That tells me that they're going to be serious about maybe in the future doing the Dolby Vision 4K player update in the future. So we'll see what happens. You know, it's kind of hard to tell right now. We'll see what happens. No Hero. Yeah, look, man, there's always other ways you can watch. There's other ways you can watch if you know what to do. And if you don't want to get that malware, if you don't want to get that Trojan horse, you know, I say be careful, dude. I don't advise it, but I say be careful. I'm not advising this. I'm just simply saying, at your own risk, go out there, go in the underworld of the internet at your own risk. But I'm not advising you. I'm not advising you at all. What's up, Drifter? How you doing? You have a question, Drifter? Because I'll have like maybe 6 to 7 minutes to go, and then I gotta end the stream. So, what questions do you have? Well, if you know what you're doing, that is if you know what you're doing. But a lot of people don't know what they're doing. That's the problem. That's why I'm not advising it. They don't know what they're doing, and they're going to end up somewhere out there which they cannot come back from, and then they'll have to reinstall their Windows. Caesar. All right, guys, we got 5 more minutes to go. So this is it. 5 minutes. Come on, let's go. 5 minutes counting. Ask quick, ask fast, type fast. That's it. Hi, mister. Do you have Nintendo Switch? Yes, I do have Nintendo Switch. It sits right over here, actually. I have it. Why, you want to see it? Hold on. Here, I'll do it for you. Yes, I have it. It's right here, dude. There it is. There's my Nintendo Switch. There it is, dude. It's my Nintendo Switch right there. There's Nintendo Switch. There it is. Put it back. Hey, what's up? There. All right, guys. 4 more minutes left. 4 more minutes. Thank you. I don't know if you guys will be able to ask questions for 4 minutes. I did answer some questions here. Today, questions were like very easy. They weren't like very technically detailed questions. They're like mainly you guys been asking me about gaming. You know, I don't know why. All right, 3 more minutes left, guys. We got 3 more minutes to go. Am I going to stream Red Dead Redemption 2? Yes, I will. But first, I will do the tests, the comparisons and the tests. I will spend the entire day first doing the tests on the game. Comparisons, picture settings, difference between Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro. That October 26th will be dedicated for that. And after I finish that, make all those videos on that day, then the following day we'll do the live stream. Beer time. Yeah, it's going to be great, man. But you guys will be surprised. There'll be some surprises coming on that video. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's some kind of surprise. You know, it's going to be an interesting comparison. All right, we got 2 more minutes to go. 2 more minutes. You guys have any more questions? What's my favorite hobby? My favorite hobby is making music. You guys might find me on the SoundCloud under Edosis Prometheus. I create my own tracks, my own music and stuff like that. I love creating music, man. I love music. Wayne Strudwick is also a musician. He plays the guitar. He's a good guitar player. I love music, man. So anyway, my camera froze. Did it? Froze for a little bit. What GPU do I have right now in your PC? I have GeForce GTX 1080. GeForce GTX 1080. All right, my camera has frozen. That's okay. I only have like 1 minute left. I look like I'm taking a shit. I look like I'm holding the shit in or something. All right, we got 1 more minute, guys. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Let me unplug this camera, plug it back in. You guys ask 1 more question, and that's it. Here we go. No, I'm not getting the RTX. It's not going to happen. Maybe next year, November, or the year after when they drop the prices down. I'm not going to get it with this pricing that they have right now. There's no way. All right, 1 more question. Which one should I buy as far as Dolby Vision is concerned? Sony UD X700 or Xbox One X? Right now, Xbox One X doesn't support Dolby Vision for the 4K player, so you're better off with the UDP X700. And it's a standalone 4K player, so you got more features. So I say go with the Sony. Go with the Sony 4K player. It's affordable. It's about $250, $300. But you got to remember, if you don't have an Xbox One X, you got to remember you're paying a quarter of that price for something that doesn't have a ability to play video games at 4K and HDR resolution. So, all right, Dirty Sprite. I gotta go. It's been 1 minute, hour and a half. Go check out the beginning of the video. In the beginning of the video, I made a mistake. I forgot to turn my microphone on, so I was talking for like a minute with no sound. Don't let that bother you. Just letting you know. That was my mistake. I forgot to click microphone on, so I'm using the Dark Knight microphone. This is the blackened Dark Knight Yeti. I call it the Black Yeti, not a Blue Yeti. It's a Black Yeti. All right, Expert Joey, you too have a good one. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you everyone. Thank you Drifter. Cool questions. Pretty good. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Episode 4 next Sunday. We'll do this every Sunday. Remember, it's around 2 o'clock. You know, I usually try to do it around 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock is the best time for you to catch me, to see me. You know. All right, guys. Have a good one, though. Take care. Peace out and all the good stuff, man. All the good stuff.